Well, Mark Robinson, have you been encouraged by the response of the group this morning, coming in and looking at analysis over Saturday's game?
Yeah, no, everything's been encouraging, Rob, their approach to things. So we've just revisited some things that I wasn't happy with Saturday. I wouldn't say I wasn't happy, that I think need addressing, and they're off the pitch things in terms of our values. And I know I keep going on about this, but I look at that first 8 minutes when we've conceded. You know, I said to the lads, it's not a tactical thing. You know, they've been playing the game long enough. They held their hands up. They knew what they did. It's a behavioural thing, and in elite environments, people behave in certain ways, in the way they all look after each other, the way they've got this togetherness, and you know. So we did a bit on that this morning. We got them in later, so they had more recovery, so we can train this afternoon. So yeah, we got them in later, and we. Again, I don't want to keep doing presentations, but we need to build our identity, know where we're going in the future, and they totally got where I was coming from. I got them to speak again, and they can see it, you know. So I've spent enough time in elite environments, learning from the best and visiting the best to know what those cultures look like. And it's, you know, now have I got the ability, which I believe I have, along with the staff, to implement those, and the players are fully on board with it, and you know, they seem stimulated and excited by it.
With Gillingham, of course, you're up against a very experienced managerial duo, Robbo. Yeah. How much are you relishing that challenge?
Yeah, no, it's obviously you look forward to any challenge. It was the same on Saturday, and you know what they've done is very clever there. They've kind of built a behaviour that's become acceptable, and they use it to their advantage. You know, massively. It's almost just accepted that that's how they behave, and you know, and it's been very clever in what they've done. If you've got one of the more placid managers who didn't say a lot, who sort of behaved in that way on a one-off occasion, they'd probably be sent off after 3-4 minutes. So what they've done, they've built an acceptance culture about what they do, which is clever because people just go, oh, we expect what they do. So yeah, so now it's going to be interesting, and you know, I've got my own way of doing things, so it'll be interesting. So that's part of it, is coming up against different characters. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Such a quick turnaround between games. How have you got training structured for the next couple of days?
Yeah, well, as I said, we come in later today because it's important that we train. So we come in later, one to put Saturday's game to bed, as well as doing the stuff that we needed to do, and then obviously to prepare for tomorrow night. So the lads have gone out there now. So when I'm finished with you, I'll be going down there.
In terms of training, you've had to sort of be on the road for the last few weeks as well. You've had to play Sutton, Carshall and Plough Lane.
Yeah.
Are you hoping that the pitches here are in a better state now?
Yeah, that will help us. Now we're going Saturday, Tuesday. It's going to help that we can be at one venue. So we're Saturday, Tuesday now, as you know, for the next 5-6 weeks. So you know, once we get the structure right of what a Monday will look like, and then everything will be a lot easier. So today, I just said to the staff, can we be flexible and that, but once we get this structure right, the players will know exactly what a Monday's going to look like, so we can get the preparation right for Tuesday.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question as well. I mean, so it's basically getting that structure. At the moment, you've got to be a bit flexible, but you want to nail it down to a regular time.
Yeah, and there's always things you look at. So that, as I said, there was things from Saturday that were pleasing and things that weren't so pleasing. So you know, you look at where the wins are going to come from, and you need to put to bed the stuff that you weren't so pleased with, but at the same time it needs to come from the players. You need to see that they're understanding. It's not just me talking and them nodding, and then you want to prepare for the next game. And preparing for the next game isn't just talking about the opposition, it's about nailing down what we've done and what was good and how we're going to build on that, because you know, that's where the wins will come from.
Building character within the squad as well. You're talking perhaps very early days in terms of trying to get a fortress going at Plough Lane, which is of course difficult when you've got an absence of fans, but obviously here at the training ground you've had matches where there's been no fans. So how do you go about building that kind of fortress?
Basically by, you know, I did that with them today when I showed them the positive when we were pressed aggressively. There was a couple when Ryan's chased down and gone again, and I said to them, you know, imagine that's Plough Lane in hopefully this season. How that's going to make the crowd feel, you know, when you just force the keeper to kick it out of play, and we've pushed up the pitch, and just building those pictures for them, you know, part of what we want to do in our identity, how that's going to make the fans feel. And I said, you know, if we get it right, the fans are still going to feel it even now. They might not be there, but hopefully they'll be getting excited about, you know, returning to Plough Lane. So, you know, it's just It's just building that imagery really for them, and as I said, keep looking at what we did well and how we can keep building on it, and trying to get them to understand, and just getting them to recognise, that key minutes. And I don't want to say it was 8 minutes, because it wasn't 8 minutes. What I've tried to explain to them without sounding negative, because a lot of the lads were saying, "Oh, but if we'd scored or taken our chances," and I went, "Yeah, but for me, we've got to look beyond that, because if we had scored and taken our chances, would you have still then won on the back foot, or would you have still continued taking the game to them?" Because I said, you were 2-0 up after 20 minutes against Wigan, and for no reason at all, you started to sit deep with 5-6 minutes to go. So it's talking about where we need to go in terms of whether we go a goal up, what it then looks like, whether we go a goal down, what it looks like, or if we're 0-0 with 10 minutes to go, what it looks like. It's how we take the game to the opposition. That's what we're building.
And with you at the moment as well, in terms of the whole squad, everybody's sort of got a chance to stake a claim for a shirt at the moment. You don't anticipate too many changes at the moment, no?
No, there's a couple of things that I'm looking at based on how they play. But I'm going to pop down training and watch training, and look at a couple of things that there might be a change, but nothing too much, no.
Alex Woodyard, of course, wore the captain's armband on Saturday against his old club. Is that still sort of something you're looking at, or to be honest, you're just wanting leaders out there in general? Yeah,
I'm just looking at who takes it and who relishes it, and who I think is a captain, and it doesn't hinder their performance. I want someone who loves being captain, and that's no disrespect to the others that don't, but some people just don't need that burden. Some people absolutely love it. So I'm just looking who relishes it, and it might change again until I find that person who I think's the right person.
Seen Shane Harrison here, of course, wearing a protective boot. Is there an update on his fitness?
No, I'm waiting till he's going to go for an MRI, but as far as there's nothing broken there, which is really, really key. So at the moment we think it's more sprain related, and it's just a matter of what damage it's done and how long he's going to be out. But really disappointed, because he nearly had an instant impact, obviously. But he's a great lad. I had a chat with him. I said, "Do you mind if we show the clip, because it was one of our better moves?" And he went, "No, of course, Robbo, it's fine." So fingers crossed it's not too bad. But I'll let you know once I know. Shane
McLaughlin's had a decent start to the season as well. Is he in contention perhaps for tomorrow?
Yeah, Shane could be in contention. Probably not starting because he hasn't done much training, but I can see him coming into the squad. Yeah, because he's key to us. In terms of he will be key to us in terms of his energy, the way he plays, and the way we want to play. So, Shane could find himself back in the squad tomorrow.
Callum Riley reported to the training ground on Saturday morning. How's he doing?
Yeah, he's getting there. He's still got a slight tightness there. So tomorrow, not for Cal, unfortunately. So we got, because certain injuries you've got to make sure they don't go from being a week out and then they come back too early and it ends up being 5 weeks, because we're going to need everyone with the schedule we've got. So tomorrow, not for Callum, unfortunately.
Any other team news to report?
No, everything's the same as before, Rob. So just looking forward to it.
Of course, things going on behind the scenes as well. Is there any update further on your backroom staff at the moment?
Yeah, there is an update, but sort of that will come to fruition a bit more on the few days. But there is an update. Yeah.
Nothing we can say yet.
No, not quite now. But we got someone working with the players today, this afternoon.
And of course, the way it's been since you've come in and you've taken over as interim manager and now head coach, there's been away games, there's been a postponement. So how much are you looking forward to actually having a home game and being in charge at Plough Lane tomorrow night?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. But it's not about me. It's not about me. That we've talked about that. That's gone. It's about the players now performing and picking up points. So. I haven't got to explain how great it's going to be. It's not about that. It's about the players now, and them picking up points and us progressing. I've had a lot of people say it's a must-win game, and when I say this, I don't think people think it's not important about winning. Of course, every game's to a certain extent a must-win game, but I must, in terms of where we need to be going and growing. It's also, and I just need to see those performances getting better and better. We had 30 minutes against Wigan, we had 45 minutes on Saturday. If we put in 60 tomorrow night, that should be enough to win the game. If it's not, then we will keep growing and we will get where we need to go.